So the first part of activity 1 is to just review the assembly, see how this thing is put together. And we're going to do that using the Gearbox Sim. So if you click on it, you're going to go over to the Gearbox Sim. And you can toggle the view of the housing component. So you can toggle some of it so you can see inside. And I think it's just good to figure out which is the input gear, which is the driven gear, which is the housing gear. And there's 2 of these modules, so that goes with 1. And then there's 2 more driven gears and a housing. So let's take a look and see how this gear pack is working. Here we go. If you click to here, you'll see it's in Unity. This is all in the web. And look, so there's the input side. This is going slow. It's the output side. I can change the speed of the input gear, going a certain speed all the way up to 100 RPM and down to 0. Okay, so I can do that. There's my input speed. And so I can see as I change this, that's my gear 1. That must be my input. And over here it says that's my green gear. That's kind of cool. And it says there's 24 gear teeth. I've made some turns. I can start counting whenever I want, like right straight up. There we go. And it's going at 26 RPM. And so if I change to gear 2, it's got 96 teeth. It's going much slower, but I can't really see it. So I'm going to click on the housing, just left click. Now I can see those. And I see that the green gear is going around many more times than the red one does in, say, a minute. Okay, this one's going faster than that one, and that's just because we know it's the gear ratio, number of teeth in the ratio, and so we can figure those out. So that's this is obviously my input gear because it's the one that I'm driving through my thing here, and so this is my driven gear. So I can figure those out, and I can kind of take that housing away. But now when I look over here, that's actually the other side. This is looking at the back side over here. So let me click on that. And now you can see, right? Here's the green, the blue, and the yellow. And the yellow is fixed to the red. So they go around at the same RPM. They're at the same RPM. Okay, and so let's see. Here my RPM for my red gear is 9.25. And when I switch it to my yellow, it stays 9.25. Okay, but now you can see, I've gone around on this one a whole mess of times, and I've only gone around 13, 14 times on that one. Let's take a look at my driven gear number 2. I've only gone around 2.3 or 4 times on that one. So that's kind of cool. That lets you know. The green one is my input gear, driven gear 1. Yellow is driven gear 2. Blue is driven gear 3. And you'll notice there's normally you would see a shaft. Often you would see a shaft going through here. And the shaft is holding the gears in place. Right now, this is a video game, so they're staying in place. But really they're staying in place because they're held inside the housing. Okay, and you can kind of see in the housing, see how there's a lip there, so it's a big hollow area for this gear and a little hollow area for that gear. So these things set into the housing. Okay, so there we go. Those are the parts. Green, red, yellow, blue. Drive gear. Driven 1, driven 2, driven 3. Housings and